Back, and guess what? We're going to do another one of your suggestions that came in on the video a day Debruary topic suggestion form. On this one, the young lady she put about what 8 and 10. She put a whole bunch of stuff, but we're going to address start with the first one here. And she says, it looks like all I hear black men say all day is black women are the least desired women, and that no other man or race wants to date or marry us. So that's what we want to talk about, because this is, as far as I remember, this statement started being passed around on the internet in, let's see, what is this, 2020? That was maybe 2015, 2016, based on a survey done on okcupid.com, a little raggedy website that ain't nobody ever heard of until they came up with the survey, talking about that black women were the least selected and the least desired. Well, that was on that one website, okay? But what has happened is the knuckleheads online found out about this, and they saw the articles and the PR piece that I don't know why they thought that was some news that they needed to share, but that's what happened. And so the knuckleheads saw it, and that became their mantra for all black women everywhere. So I want you guys to understand where that originated, because I've been around on this internet a long time, on these internets, and so I saw those articles when they came out. But at this point, this is a standard conversation that they direct towards black women, and so younger women who don't know about that piece will absorb this kind of stuff. So that's what we want to address. So go on, cousin. I know she chafing at the bit to get to this one.
Well, yeah, I find this topic very appalling. I think if any black man on this planet even pursed his lips for this to come out of his mouth, he suffers from self-hate, because your mother was a black woman. So you saying you didn't love your mother? Your mother was unworthy of love? Does that mean your sister is unworthy of love? Is your daughter unworthy of love, and no man would ever want her or want to marry her? Shame on you. You are ridiculous. And I think that the young lady who brings this up, I've never in my life heard anything like this. All life came from a black woman. So anyone who is confused about this, do your research. Find out where the oldest bones came from. Who were the Egyptians? It definitely wasn't the white Cleopatra that was depicted on TV. I think anyone who has the audacity to say a particular type of female is unworthy of love, you don't know what love is, and you have no reason to open your mouth and insert your foot and your behind in it.
You know, and what's so stupid is, okay, I could see them being all salty about it if there was a line of black men lined up to marry black women. Where is it? Where's that line at? They'll be with a woman, just drop babies in her, live with her, take all her money, do everything in the world, and still not want to legitimize her as their wife or legitimize their children as being born within a marriage. Yet they want to sit there and try to make black women, the blaming black women for the fact that they're not married. What, are we supposed to marry ourselves? I mean, what? You know what I mean? What is this? Why are you trying to blame women for what you do? And then, as you pointed out, how does that work then if that's your mother?
Right.
You know?
That's why it's self-hate. And anyone spewing this type of toxic mentality to others. And then, I have to question if this even actually came from a black man at this point.
No, it did.
I've
seen him say it on video.
How is that possible? You're black. Your mother's black. You know,
But they're not looking at it like that
Uh-huh.
though, Joy, because what their goal is not to be logical. Their goal is to hurt black women.
Uh-huh.
So they want to go and say these kind of rude things. They say them in memes, they say them in videos, they say them on the internet radio shows. You can't see them, but you know. But they say this over and over and over and over because they know that black women reading it will feel rejected and pain, and they want to hurt you. They want to make you feel small and insignificant and undesirable and like you're not sexy, like nobody wants you. So there'd be like a generation of women that feel pitiful and that's easily manipulated and controlled. That's what it is. So they can roll in saying, well, you know, I might want you, but you know, what you bringing to the table. Mm-hmm. I'm like, they just want to slap the blacks off of them.
I mean, this is very saddening to me. I don't think the color of anyone's skin has anything to do with being loved, being accepted. That's what Martin Luther King died for. That's why civil rights movement took in effect. Anyone who spews this type of garbage, please go get some psychiatric help, please, because
Sit on somebody's couch.
it's just unheard of. It's unfathomable. We're all worthy of love, and you judge someone by their character, not by the color of their skin, not by how pretty they are, not by how skinny they are, not by how fat they are. I mean, or I shouldn't even say fat. That's not politically correct.
PHAT.
How if their body is larger than some, I will say. A person's build should not matter. It is the character of the human being and what lies within them, the love they have in their heart, compassion. Are they a good citizen? Are they a productive parent and teacher? Because if what you're teaching is this type of garbage, I believe you should not say anything. We were all taught if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything.
Yeah,
because there's nothing at all that you could ever tell me to make me feel small. I know exactly who I am, what I am, and where I came from. So anyone who opened their mouth to try to make me feel any type of way, well, that's on me, because if I allow you to make me feel anything, something's wrong with me, because you don't have that type of power over me. That power comes from within me, and baby, you cannot have that.
You get that, baby? You know, it's unfortunate though, so many young women don't have, I don't know, it just seems like, you know, in our family, we tend to have a higher level of self-confidence, and, you know, self-esteem would be more, sure of who and what we are. But in many of the young women that I meet, then when they come on my show and everything, they don't know. They don't have that kind of confidence. And because of their fine family dynamics or prior relationships, it's been beat out of them. You know, a lot of them come and, you know, have shared with me that they grew up as foster children. They didn't really have that kind of foundation. They don't know who they are. They're not connected that way. So in many instances, we're dealing with raw clay as a young woman. And if her first exposure to, you know, someone defining her femininity and her value as a woman is hearing this kind of trash, then she tends to absorb it, whereas we just brush it off and like, shut up, fool, you don't know what you're talking about. She's like, you know, she doesn't have anything to counter it. And so she's absorbing this and wondering if it's true. That, I think, is why this writer suggested that as a topic. Because so many women are they're affected by this stuff, you know.
Well, I'd like to address all the young, middle-aged, elderly African-American women. You are somebody. Don't ever let anybody tell you you're substandard. You are worthy of love. And it just hurts me to even hear anybody spewing this type of garbage. You are sick. And always remember, what you put out in the universe is going to come back full circle to you. So when you're having a really hard time in life, I want you to remember that you were putting so many people down. And when you're wondering why you're so sick, or why your finances are not where they should be, I want you to remember that whatever you speak with your tongue, it's going to come back to you full circle. So if I were you, I would change my perspective, I would change my thought process, and I definitely would hold my tongue until I was intelligent enough to speak.
Well, that means they're gonna be held here forever. They're not gonna be saying nothing. Then everybody's getting older. They like to talk about people. If you are over 30, you hit a wall. This is a side thing. But I'm looking at when working in social services, you see all the old men. Most of them are black. That's in nursing homes and all this stuff. There ain't nobody coming to see them. They just they living and dying by themselves because they live this kind of hateful lifestyle.
Or that's your players. They have women in every area code.
Yeah, well, where they at now?
And as you get older, your mindset should change. You should grow and evolve as an individual. And everyone doesn't have the ability to do that. And that's why so many people die alone.
Yeah.
Because life is not all about how many men or women you can conquer. It is about companionship and respect as you get older. But if you are emotionally retarded, then you don't have that ability to grow.
Well, this is really good, and I think it's very important for the young ladies listening to this. We acknowledge that this stuff is said. We acknowledge that this is that that's their goal. They want to hurt you. They want you to feel bad about yourself. They want you to feel devalued. But we were born and raised in San Francisco, which is like the melting pot of the whole country. There's people from every corner of the world here, and we just have to be honest. The men of every race like black women. Okay, the problem is that a lot of you don't recognize it, or you have your preference, so you don't necessarily want to explore those avenues. But I'm gonna just tell you, men are men. This here, that don't mean nothing. You're going by what was up here, and what's in his heart and how he treats you. So if you can open your mind to recognize when a guy is giving you attention and he's gulping and he's too scared to approach, okay, give him a smile. I don't care what race he is. Open yourself up and let love come to you. It's not always going to be wrapped in the package that you think it is. But don't you ever let no man tell you that you are not valuable and that nobody wants you because he's full of shit. That's basically what that is. He's just full of himself. And, it's there. My first boyfriend was Chinese. What can I say?
I think a lot of women get caught up into, we want to be with our own race, and it's only natural that is what you desire because your father was a black man. But there comes a time in life where you do need to explore, because the color of someone's skin doesn't mean they're going to treat you better, doesn't mean that they're going to treat you worse. But what you will find that sometimes you keep attracting the same type of male, whether he's white, black, Asian. If he comes from Mars, if it's a certain type that you're attracting, then that means you need to look inwardly on how to make changes within yourself so that you stop accepting a man who devalues you and doesn't treat you like the queen you are. And we hear so many men talking about their kings. I'm sorry, kings don't treat their women this way. They don't devalue women. So if you want to be a king and you want to wear that crown, educate yourself, because ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, just knuckleheads, more like court jesters. You're not no kind of king talking about your loyal subjects like that. They should be respected. And it might, because you couldn't be king without them. And that's, I think, an important thing that they just don't understand. But we hope that answers your questions and gets you to kind of start thinking about your value in a different way, which is the goal of programming this month. Also, you might also want to, look at some self-esteem books. I've recommended Nathaniel Braden frequently in his books about self-esteem. It's a whole series of them, and I highly recommend them as a starting point if you're struggling with trying to understand your worth and your value and feel good about yourself. You can start there, all right? This is Deb Cooper and Cousin Joy signing off on another wonderful Debruary video. Thank you guys for listening.